All right, welcome to. Oh, there goes my light immediately. Oh, there goes my light again. All right, well, back on, whatever works. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting stream here at the FrankScape. You're about to see me in a moment. There you go. Now, am I too much to? I think I'm a little bit too much to the side there. Oh no. I think I'd rather make it bigger. Yeah, there you go. You know what? I'm gonna move myself to the bottom left corner here. Make myself a little bit bigger just so we can see it a little bit better. You know what? Screw it. Leave it there. All right, so welcome. I think this needs to be modified ever so slightly. There we go. Welcome to whatever I'm doing here. Now do give me a moment to fix something. But yeah, welcome to the stream. We're going to take a look at the Star Citizen Live Q&A industrial gameplay. I don't know exactly what this Q&A is gonna have about, but all the streamers are talking about it and this and that and whatnot. So I just want to jump in that bandwagon and just react to it, see what it is. Is my microphone's a little bit too loud? Let me know. I'm gonna try and lower it ever so slightly because it's starting to touch the reds, and that's not something I want. Let's raise the volume here. Lower the volume here a little bit. There we go. And yeah, if this is the first time you're here, go ahead and subscribe. That will make me really happy. Leave a comment, thumbs up. I mean, I guess wait till you see this thing. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty chill stream. We just try to have fun. We just try to inform ourselves, be critical and whatnot, and be humble when needed. Yeah. Give me a moment. I will periodically be turning off my webcam randomly, just so I can do something real quick that I don't think YouTube will like. So ignore that either way. Just give me one moment. Let's see. All right, I'm just making sure everything's good. Yeah, everything's good. There we go. All right. It's all nice and dandy now. Nothing big. It was just some copyrighted material. Movie stuff. I don't want YouTube to, get me on that. Anyways, so a Star Citizen Live. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. I kind of skip a little bit ahead, ain't gonna lie. They always talk a lot of mad BS at the beginning. So I'm sorry if you want to see the whole thing and see them chit chatting and all that, then hey, you got other channels you can go and look at that.
Mind.
Elliot.
Let's start it from here at 3 minutes 20. That's
My mind to my mind.
Yeah.
My thoughts to my thoughts. Elliot, who are you and what do you do?
Hi.
here we go.
Yeah. I'm Elliot. I am the lead mission designer, and I put a bow on Thorsten systems and give players money for engaging with them.
Oh,
I guess.
okay.
All right. You build all the missions and stuff that drive people to the systems and drive people to exploring and experiencing all the systems that he and his team.
You'd agree, right?
Here, we'll lower the volume a little
Right,
bit so we're not all competing.
Does your work without his work?
Does my work work? I mean, no, actually, because we need the systems in the game to function. So yeah, it's true.
And does your work matter if there's no systems driving people to experience them?
I don't care about.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's see. I'm going to test my voice real quick just to see how everyone's competing.
So
To make sure that there's no problems
the boss
there.
is in Australia. I'm sure he's not watching right now. What time is it there? sure he's asleep. If he is watching, I'm sorry. As we are wont to do sometimes, we put up a thread up on Spectrum, which is the bespoke communication platform available on robertspaceindustries.com. Yes, I'm still shilling for it 10 some odd years later, where you guys get to submit your questions, vote up on which ones
Rather
you want to
loud.
see
Everything
answered
is
most.
loud. I mean,
We
so I don't know
ignore
what
the
it
voting
is.
whatsoever and pick the ones that we
There we
want
go.
to
You
talk
don't need
about.
to hear my
And that's
thick
what we've
voice
done
out
today.
loud.
So we've got a list here in
There
no
we go.
particular order. We're going to start with
Should
the first
be
question.
a little bit better.
What is your plan to make industrial gameplay actually fun?
Here we go.
Which one of us is that for?
Isn't it fun already? So there are definitely things that can still be improved.
So you know what? I'm gonna turn it back here a second, and I kind of want to make a YouTube video out of this real quick.
And that's what we've done today. So
here we go. I'm gonna start it here and go do the intro, do the simple stuff, so I can take this for a YouTube spin. I hope all my settings are correct. So I'm gonna try and record at the same time. Hopefully nothing's going to crash. That's gonna be interesting. But yeah, let's see. Let's go ahead and record. Hello everyone and welcome back to another Star Citizen Live Q&A. This time we're going to be talking about the industrial gameplay. If this is your first time in this channel, please feel free to leave a like, leave a thumbs up, whatever you feel like doing, and subscribe nonetheless. I will thank you from the bottom of my heart. So I have started this video where they actually start talking about the content that we're after. They do talk a lot of nonsense at the beginning. So that's where we're going to start at 5 minutes, pretty much 5 minutes 01. So we can say just 5 minutes. And let's react to this. Let's see what we think, what's coming for industrial gameplay on Star Citizen. All right, here we go.
we've got a list here in no particular order. We're going to start with the first question. What is your plan to make industrial gameplay actually fun?
Let's see.
Which one of us is that for?
Isn't it fun already?
Well, I love how he makes. I love how he says actually fun. I do find it fun. The part that I take part of, that being the salvage. Believe it or not, as of recent, I discovered that you could recycle the construction materials. Oof. I've been playing this on and off. So let me say that caveat. I am no Salty Mike. I am no Space Tomato. I don't know this game from the bottom up. I'm just your average Joe trying to play this game, trying to understand it, and kind of catch up with everyone else. So keep that in mind, all right?
So there are definitely things that can still be improved.
Absolutely.
But I think we already have some well-working industrial gameplay loops. So mining has a huge fan base, salvage has a huge fan base.
Absolutely.
They also specifically target different type of player groups. We have refueling somewhere still in the background of all the...
Yeah, what do you mean we have refueling? No, we do not have refueling. We have a ship that can perform the task of refueling, which doesn't exist in the game, as far as I understand. Or it just doesn't work properly, like most things.
The existing mechanics that are still there.
It's still there,
There are some plans to improve it in the not too distant future, but...
See, but that's the thing. How can you say we're planning to improve it in the non-distant future when even I know if you want to have an industrial gameplay, think about this, which is something I've thought in the past. I have noticed that other than Pyro, most, I guess, soon Nyx and currently Stanton, planets are not that far apart. On Pyro, they're a little bit more further apart, but it's not something crazy, right? So I still don't see where these refueling ships actually would even come into play. You would think the refueling ship is big, to refuel like capital ships and whatever. But capital ship got so much fuel, they really don't even need it. Like, whenever I'm on my Polaris and we're just chilling on it, bro, we can literally warp anywhere for the entire gameplay session without having to refuel that thing. So I don't know where this gameplay of refueling is going, but it seems more like an idea than an actual gameplay loop. But let's see.
You heard it here first, folks. Refueling is there.
Yeah. So there
It's
are
there,
a
yeah.
lot of industrial gameplay loops that we already have, and they work right now in isolation, and they work more. Some work better, some work can be improved.
Can be improved.
But yeah, overall, then there's the up and coming. So some of you might have already played the tech preview for crafting.
No, I have not
but,
actually.
Yeah,
I
that
wish
is
I could.
basically the end goal that every industrial gameplay loop that we have will actually tie into. So moving forward, and basically that will be also covered by a lot of the questions that you asked. We will always come back to, yeah, because we have crafting now and because crafting is right around the corner, everything will start to tie back into together or tie into each other, and then we will finally have a full gameplay loop that is then called the industrial gameplay loop.
Industrial
And then way
gameplay.
later,
I think I
when we
need to
have
be
base
more
building, we will basically fulfill a full circle,
I don't
where
know, I
we
feel that,
then
I
start
like to
with the
lean this
normal
way.
player-to-player, ship-based industrial gameplay loops, into crafting, into base building, and then with the location-based industrial gameplay loops.
See, but that's the thing. I am definitely excited for all this stuff, but all I hear is a lot of theory still. Even though we're starting to peek behind the curtain a little bit, and we, like he just mentioned, we get to see things like crafting, being showcased or tested or whatever, which is pretty neat. I like that. Um, I have seen very little of it, but I'm just hoping that once it comes out, everything actually makes sense. That's been one of my main fears of this game. Can it make sense? Uh, oof. Let's see.
So to answer the question, is it fun?
Yeah,
Answer the question for yourself. If
I
there's
mean, I
something
do
that
find it
you
fun.
enjoy,
I do
it's fun
find it
for
fun.
you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he does
So
have
you're
a
telling him
point.
to look inwards.
Of course.
Yes,
Okay,
of course.
here we go.
It's like that's the benefit of Star Citizen. We have
Yeah,
so many gameplay
exactly.
loops. You can pick what you like and you can
I agree
enjoy
with
it.
that.
And you
I
can
agree
play
with
it
that
actually
statement because
like
that's what I like to
we are
do.
one of the few games where you can.
Like, I actually miss combat in Star Citizen, but I haven't done combat in Star Citizen in a very, very long time. As most combat goes, will be against NPCs, but ah, I definitely have some sweatiness into me, some PvP, pew 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 sweatiness. But I'm here more for the experience, for the ambiance, for the ships. If you were a kid in the '90s like me, there would be games that would uh, you know, maybe get 1% close to what we currently experience. So even for me, to this day, almost 40 here, I am very, very thankful at the fact that we have gotten this much as it is. And it's not being a complacent plebeian here, but it's just simply looking into the past and now looking into the future and acknowledging the fact that, bruh, I can be on a Polaris with like so many people inside of it running around, buggy or not, but we can actually do that. And that is insane, the fact that that's even a thing in this game that's still unreleased. So that's what keeps me grounded to this game. Okay, anyways.
I wanted to say waste a lot of time in just one gameplay loop, but you can spend a lot of time in that gameplay loop and enjoy your life.
I like it.
I told the other people in marketing that on the show today I had Torsten and Elliot, and no joke, they looked at me and went, "Oh, are you still going to have a job at the end of this?" I'm like, "Ah."
Yeah.
Because of him?
No, because of the comment. You always. I'm going to step in here. You always come from a very pragmatic, a very self-deprecating point of view. But I want to point out that in the years since cargo was first introduced, before your time
good
here,
K there.
the years since mining was introduced, you got to start with mining and it's like this. These systems have evolved tremendously since their first versions. We always, it's always a bit of a Star Citizen meme, and there are many Star Citizen memes. This is T0, T1. We have seen mining and cargo and salvage as these industrial gameplay loops continue to iterate. Year after year after year. Mining is a far throw from where it was when it started. We recently just had another big revision to salvage, where salvage is in the best place it's ever been. Your first version of engineering, it just came out. I was just in a meeting where they were talking. You were presenting new improvements and the evolutions to engineering. So these things continue to evolve and will continue to evolve. So, what is your plan to make industrial gameplay actually fun? Is a bit of a trick
Okay,
question.
but see, I bet people are gonna have problem with their wording. Like, why do you mean making it actually fun? It is fun. It just needs to be worked upon.
Literally the entire purpose of your existence here. It's
Yes, I would say so.
it's like I half expected you to say, like, I spend every minute of my life in this goal. I hope I achieve it someday. But I like your answer. Like, would you say look inward?
Look inward. Yeah.
No, it's one to say it's hard too, because
look
not every
inward.
gameplay loop is for every person.
Yeah, that's salvage and versus mining is actually one good example there. You have the hull scraping, which is more relaxing. You put on some music, you do something on the side, but you still
Yeah.
feel
That's what we do at
productive in the
night.
game. Versus mining, where you have to pay
1,
attention.
2 a.m.
Do not blow
streams.
yourself
Everyone,
up.
feel free to
It's like a
join
real
them.
cozy gaming kind of thing. Where you just wanna
Great
sit back and
vulture
and
salvaging,
write
chill
your name in the
nights.
hulls of ships, and only your name,
Only on FrankScape.
nothing else. Can we have more variety in industrial missions?
Yes,
Yeah.
we need more variety. Yes.
Cool.
So where are
Moving
they?
on.
Yeah, so when we do some missions like this,
Before he answers that, I would like to say that they did recently added more missions, but they're okay. Like, I see the intent, but I already seen videos. I've seen videos from Foxy where he's like, "Oh, you want me to get a size 1 shield generator? It's not like you can go out there in the verse and go to like destroy a tiny little snub fighter or something like that. No, like it has to be a vehicle, right? And then you think to yourself, where the hell can I find a vehicle that I can loot this out there in the fucking verse, right? And then you go like, me, for example, I kind of drew a blank until I thought of it a little bit harder, and I thought maybe, when you go to bunkers and sometimes they have those bikes laying around, maybe that's what they kind of low-key wanted you to do. But then, do you really want to do all that hassle, or do you just want to pop your size, your bike and just cannibalize it, destroy it, summon it again, cannibalize it, destroy it, and just return it that way? Like you don't even have to leave your hangar. So keep that in mind. Like intention versus the way it actually works are two different things. If the intention is X, then you have to make sure that players cannot do Y in order to avoid X, Moving on.
we try to go at it and be scalable so that as we build more and more systems and more locations, these missions can populate into other systems and always give players something to do. So our first delivery was that. It was something that was scalable, that was fun and open, that players can sort of choose how they come at it. However, we definitely want to keep adding it and have things like Shubin are asking you to go mine their mining claim. They own this mining claim, they own these pieces of rocks, they've given you exclusive rights, and they want you to go there and mine it for them. We want Battaglia back, and we want her to have missions where she's sending you to go do scouting missions. So you don't have to mine the rocks, but she wants you to go out, and she goes, I need you to find me 10 of rock that contain iron. And in the future, when crafting comes online, it's like, I want you to find me 15 that have a quality over the value of 400 or something like that. So we definitely want more variety in our industrial missions, because what we've got right now is the base level. It's the foundation of industrial missions. It's the idea of this location wants a bunch of resources. You choose how to get them. You use whatever tools are at your sandbox control to do it, whatever tools Torsten gives you, and then you look inward for the fun.
You mentioned Battaglia.
And then you look inwards for the fun.
We're working to bring Battaglia back, hopefully later this year.
We're working very hard. I have been reviewing the stuff we've been building for it, and it's very fun. Why are you smiling, Torsten? Have faith. Fucking hater over here.
No, it'd be good. We experimented with mission givers however long ago, and then they fell to the wayside because other priorities and stuff like that. But being able to bring back mission givers will be a nice new addition to that kind of stuff, because you can only look at a movie so much. Yeah. These new industrial missions, these new ones that just went online, what was it, last week?
Something like that.
What were those? In case people don't know that a brand new set of industrial missions went online just last week.
So we introduced the new industrial missions, and basically inside of that is the salvage and mining. So what happens is a faction asks you to gather resources for them and bring it to their location. So they'll ask for sort of, X amount of iron, X amount of conundrum, or whatever resources we have in our game, and the player is tasked to retrieve them by any means necessary. So the main way that players will engage with this is via the mining and refining loops. That's the most obvious. However, players can also purchase these and turn them in, or players could pirate other players and steal them and turn them in if they didn't want to engage with that mining. So they're kind of like this open Lego box, and you choose how you build
I need to hear that again.
Yeah. These new industrial missions, these new ones that just went online, what was it, last week?
Something like that.
What were those? In case people don't know that a brand new set of industrial missions went online just last week.
So we introduced the new industrial missions, and basically inside of that is the salvage and mining. So what happens is a faction asks you to gather resources for them and bring it to their location. So they'll ask for sort of, X amount of iron, X amount of conundrum, or whatever resources we have in our game, and the player is tasked to retrieve them by any means necessary. So the main way that players will engage with this is via the mining and refining loops. That's the most obvious. However, players can also purchase these and turn them in, or players could pirate other players and steal them and turn them in if they didn't want to engage with that mining. So they're kind of like this open Lego box, and you choose how you build the mission yourself. You kind of go, okay, I'm going to do it like this or this. We also did other salvage ones. So we introduced FPS salvage, and by FPS salvage, I don't mean FPS hull scraping. I mean, we give you actual missions that require you to gather components off of a ship, whether it be shields, weapons. We have missions that are like, hey, just go get me a bunch of size 0 weapons, or size this weapons, components. We have some bugs of it that we're looking into and we're trying to fix to allow you to sort of do the existing salvage claim missions that Adagio offer. So you can do those, pay for the salvage rights, salvage those ships, and then put them straight into the resource gathering mission if you so wish. We also put time into trying to do a simplistic intro for these, where the player is sent to a cave near the outpost where they have to drop off and asked to go in and find a...
Is that why I see that particular cave in Best Deck, I think it is?
Same thing with the salvage. We give you this first ship so you can understand it and how it works. Just so it's a better sort of onboarding
There's a
experience for new
particular
players
cave
who haven't
near
ever,
Best
like,
Deck that's
engaged,
just
I'm a combat
marked
fighter,
with
I've
an
never done
arrow,
this.
like impossible
How do
not
I do
see.
it? So we can give them that sort of...
So they were supposed to be like a hidden way.
It's fun.
One of the reasons why we have the signatures now for the caves.
Yes. That took a while to get working, but we figured it out.
And it was Deck who figured it out overnight.
Yes. Yeah, we had this cave and we had a signature, so when you're like going around scanning for it, it'd pop up. And the marker was never there. And the radius was set to something like 4 million.
Yeah.
So 4 million miles away, you'd see the cave. But it never popped up for, I don't know, like, it's not been there since I've been here, so like good 6-7 years. And then Deck looked into it and was like, the marker was set to be invisible.
Oh,
and we're like,
so that's kind of what I mean. Like right there, you kind of gave it away. So for 7 to 6 years, we've been dealing with not being able to see the caves, and it's because someone set the marker invisible. Why in 7 years it took someone that long to literally revisit that? Why? I bet it wasn't that much. I bet it just took like what, maybe a week at most of digging. And that's the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing that you cannot just leave for 7 years down the road to be fixed, my G. Like, holy shit.
Fuck.
Talk
They
about,
fixed it.
Happens.
Game dev, it's just fun.
yeah.
That's your one.
Oh shit.
More like,
This is what the people in marketing were talking about.
My colourful language.
Let's jump around to some of these industrial professions here. Let's do a cargo question here. Has the team devised any plans for a cargo manifest MFD of some kind that tells you what you have aboard your ship, possibly where it's located, maybe using the same 3D view from the engineering panel? It seems strange that third parties who scan our ship have a better idea of exactly what we have aboard than our captains or crew do. WTF, Torsten. That's what it says in there.
Okay. Yeah. So we have plans to do a manifest. We don't work on it right now to do the precise manifest of you and your ship owning. You can have this nice overview, but there's a feature coming soon that also would benefit a lot from a more like precise manifest, or you as the player knowing exactly what is on your ship. I don't want to say anything in addition to that, but it's yeah. So we are working our way towards a better overview of what you have on your ship. It's
okay, so that's good. At
small
least
step that
they
we
have
take
it
here, because it's
in the queue.
only so much time we can take off for
That's not
further
that good either,
development
but
to
at least it's in
actually
the queue, I
investigate
guess.
here. But in the end, we will end up with hopefully a full MFD or full screen that gives you an overview of what is actually on your cargo grid or on your cargo grids, depending on the ship.
What's the other feature that would benefit?
Right.
You can tell me. No, everybody else, earmuffs.
No. No.
Okay.
You can ask Elliot.
That's great.
Elliot, what's the feature?
Do I know the feature?
You should.
It's not a secret. What's the feature?
You might have to remind me.
Let's move on.
At this point, we've built too much of the thing up.
It's okay.
Maybe I say it randomly and you can go, that's the one. Maybe we do that.
Yeah.
People have changed. I thought you were all about open development.
We still like surprising people.
Okay.
What's the status on
What is
ship
it with the
phase
guy on the
refining?
right? He
Seems
seems
like a
like
critical
he.
role with crafting coming.
Look,
That is
look.
correct.
All about open development.
Look, let's be honest for a
We
second.
still like surprising people.
That right there is not the face of a man who is secure on what he's saying, okay? I feel I need to do this a second. Let's see. Does this seem to you? No, come on now. Zoom, come on. No, I need you to zoom. There you go. Does this seem let me put it on stream. Look, I'm gonna create another one. Let's capture windows. Window capture. Here we go. I'm gonna call it. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna call it this. It's fine. Let's go here and then put the snipping tool. Okay. Come on now. Does this seem to you guys? I want to put it right there on the stream. Okay, look. Does this seem like the face of someone who is absolutely sure that everything is working as intended? Because you don't. That's the face of someone who knows a lot of shit that's not working and is not allowed to say so. But he's trying. He's trying not to literally fill the wagon with shit. All right. He you can tell. All right, you can tell. Let's take this out of here. Yep.
What's the status on
Not my
ship-based
thumbnails.
refining? Seems like a critical role with crafting.
ChatGPT, great for creating
That is
thumbnails, by the way.
correct. It is a very critical role for crafting.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
Yeah, it will not be part of the first crafting release. So what we want to do is, like, for crafting as well as for engineering gameplay, it's a more long-term investment from our side. So we will, like, build up on the basis that we built. And right now, what we have in tech preview, and some of you might already have played it in tech preview, that is the basis that we want to start with. So we start with mainly FPS equipment for now, and then expand further on. And one of the bits is actually the refining rework, because we already talked about it several times, but the way that resources work will behave very different to what we have right now in the live game when crafting comes in. So Elliot also mentioned it right now, or like minutes ago, where we have quality suddenly being part of that, the resources. And quality then also needs to be, like, accounted for in the refining process, and that results all into the refining that we have right now will not exist the way it exists right now anymore. It will all update, and we take that time that we use for the update then to also update the ship-based refining, the station refinery, and then as last step, the base building refining step.
No FPS refining, right? Just having to crank a wheel or something.
Well, we have the crafters. Technically, the crafters are capable of doing, like, small refining jobs, but that is, undecided at this point.
In regard to reputation for industrial professions, are there any plans to expand what we get from improving said reputations? Rewards and perks instead of just extra missions. Is more work a good reward?
Well, I don't know. I keep getting it. Yes.
No good deed goes on.
Yeah, I know. Everyone is aware that obviously the sort of progression in our game right now isn't there. 100%. The way we're going with reputation is that as you grind it out with whatever factions, you get rewards like new blueprints to craft, you'll get skins, items, and also new missions will unlock via that. That's the ultimate way. So, like, if we think about the industrial missions, as you start crafting through that, maybe they give you the blueprint for making the mining heads that you currently have to purchase. They give you blueprints to make mining bags that are empty, and bits and bobs like this. And, you know, in the future, they give you the blueprints for actually being able to make the ship to engage with that kind of gameplay or improve your ability in that kind of gameplay, going from, like, a prospector to a mole, things like that. So 100%, it's something that we want. It's something that we're trying to take baby steps towards because we want it sooner. We have a full design, but the full design is like harder to get to. So we do, you know, as the memes you've said, tier 0, tier 1, all that. So we'll do baby steps towards it.
It's like,
You
yeah.
right?
Is he right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
Let's jump to, we've done a little bit of cargo, a little bit of mine refining. Let's go to salvage. Are there any plans to generate dynamic salvage claim contracts when a ship goes from owned to game rules?
Yeah, no, it's something that we want to do. There are plans, just plans. We want to have it so that we can have missions spawn dynamically based on this. So if you know, leave your ship outside anywhere, we can have a intelligent system that goes, right, this one's going to be salvage claim. It's not going to be every ship. Performance reasons, we need to just clean some of them up, but there will be ships that we go, okay, right, this one we're going to keep and we're going to assign Adagio, we're going to sell the rights to it, or a player is going to get a mission that takes you directly to it. Because obviously, apart from just like a forceful cleanup to help with performance, we also can utilize players via missions and paying you, have you clean the game up for us. One thing I would love to do, because I keep seeing it on Reddit, is when people go to a shop and there's a load of bottles all around the shop and they all pick it up and put it in the bin, and I'm like, I want to make that bin work so much.
We do have a
Yes.
system for that plant where you
Where
get
is it?
actually rewarded for throwing in trash into the bins.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, it is on hold.
Ah, right.
We need that.
Chris is always very
We need that.
into
I've been
systemic
wanting to do
solutions
that
instead
so
of
bad.
artificial
Just
rules for
throw
stuff. And,
trash away.
We have cleanup rules because it's a necessity for where we are in the game's development. But he has talked repeatedly over the years about wanting, if somebody leaves a ship, that should become a salvageable thing.
Exactly, yes.
If somebody's leaving trash, there should
Yes.
be gameplay to, to pick it up, what you just said, and put it in the bins. He would much rather design systemic solutions that the players can engage in order to maintain, the performance of the universe, rather than these artificial rules that just come in and magically make things disappear. And stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
It's the amount of conversations that have happened over the years about
That is
cleaning up.
positive. That is something that you absolutely need to capitalize on, because we all know that server performance has been a plague in this game since ever. Even after Mesh, it's still, I've seen videos where it kind of highlights. So far right now, Levski seems to be the only one who stays at solid 30 FPS server-wise. Everywhere else, the moment you have more than 30, 40, 50 people in the server, the FPS exponentially drops from 30, 25. By the time you have like 70 something people, it's already bordering at 10 FPS to lower. So imagine having, like you said, systemic systems in which players are rewarded for doing certain tasks, whether mundane, simple, role play, it don't matter. But the point is, you reward the player for throwing away trash. You create a system for the trash to literally disappear. Stuff just throw in it, so you can recycle things. Also, you have to make specifications, because then people are gonna just start throwing things there. But anyways, that's no here nor there. Then you got things like, how many times do I go into this game and I literally land anywhere? Abandoned ships everywhere, all the time. Like, they're just there. And I wish I could salvage them every single time I see them. I'm like, why won't you let me salvage it without getting into a crime stat and then bounty hunter shooting me down because he's bored? See, those are the things that they're simple, and I wish we could just do them. I think salvagers and miners, mainly salvagers, among others, like tow trucks too, or tow truck ships, they should have a certain degree of bypassing security, so they are able to perform their jobs more efficiently. And that would clean up the entire universe. That'll be cool. Uh, Anyways, moving on.
Bottles and putting them in cans and salvaging ships that are abandoned or
Mhm.
wreckages that are left over and stuff. It's just it's all there. It's just like anything else. It's finding the time and the resources.
Wait till we start making missions where if people leave the ship and press the button to reclaim it, there's a mission where someone's got to go get the ship and take it all the way to where you live.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You don't get your ship back till somebody goes and tows it back.
Couple of weeks minimum. Realism.
Well,
I believe there was a question about the SRV. Yes, are there any plans to use the SRV in salvage recovery missions, aka tow a shipwreck to hangar or junkyard?
We have plans for sure. We've prototyped it once or twice, but there are issues with it as to why we don't want to release it just yet. Like edge cases we need to sort of clean up so that it's not abused.
Yeah, so caveat case.
While we're
See
on
what I mean?
salvage,
Yeah.
why not? Can we have a bumper dumping button so we can stop suffering?
Actually, that is very high on our quality of life list for salvage improvements.
What do you mean bumper
So,
pushing
yes.
button?
Just a one button.
Yeah, it's
clear
just
the buffer?
Yeah, it's clear buffer.
Where would it go? Would it just disappear, or would it actually?
No, no. It's just gone.
Okay. Okay. And when you say very high on your list, that's like next week, or?
No, high on the list just means it is like
High
we
on
have,
the list.
like every feature we release, we always have like lists of things that we want to improve. And if we get the allowance to work on those things, then we work from top to bottom. And I can tell you this is definitely in the top 5.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool.
For the guy
It'd be
who
cool to
goes,
have like
You
a
don't do when
thumb.
questions. You just ask the
Yes.
when question.
I checked the show with Benoit 2 weeks ago. I was asking a whole bunch of them. I'm at a point in my time here where I'm like, if they were going to do anything to me, they would have done it by now.
Let's hope he's not watching from Australia.
Hi, Chris. How different will ship refining be compared to station refining? Just jumping all over the place here.
It will be so. Station refinery right now will not be the refining method that you will have on your ship, but also moving forward, station refinery will not be what it is right now.
Back to what you were saying earlier, yeah.
Yeah, so back what we were saying earlier. So it will be the same gameplay.
Okay.
Full stop. So we will, like the moment that the new refining method comes in, it will be shared between player-driven and station-driven. The only thing that the station does for you is, it's done by an AI. It's done by the station versus you have a player doing it for you.
I kind of did not understand half of that, but all I understood was that there's
like
a new
doing it for the paycheck
recycling system or such,
What are you
or
talking about?
Ban him.
You're just
refining.
Can I time a person out?
Where's Knight Rider?
Do I have the ability? Oh, I do have the ability. Ryan Mac Gamer timed out for 600 seconds. Nice.
What?
Doing it for the paycheck. You wouldn't say that if you saw it. No, all right. We're going to do this next question. It's kind of a big one, and we're all going to try really hard not to piss off half of our fan base.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, remember, try really hard.
Not.
Okay, we've got this. Easy. You ready?
Many players love the idea of building a second life in the complex, high-fidelity sci-fi universe you all worked so hard to realize. Who wrote this, Mom? Can you again confirm how you intend for players to enjoy industrial gameplay without there being a need for armed protection, PvP readiness at all times? Your messaging has been mixed, and Spectrum continues to flare up on the issue. Thanks.
Got this one. Next question.
Next question.
So,
here we go.
Star Citizen is a living and breathing world. So, the ultimate plan, the plan that we're aiming towards, is we'll have systems that have different security rankings, right? The idea that we talked about at CitizenCon was Stanton is a high-sec system, and Pyro is low-sec. So, because of the current implementation of law and sort of we don't have the law ships coming in and responding like as we want
Concord.
in Stanton. Right now, players can pirate in Stanton with little to no consequence at all. It's the exact same as Pyro. There's little to no consequence at all. So what we want to go towards is that, say you're going to, I don't know, craft something, right? And you need X amount of this really rare material, right? It's in abundance in Pyro, but it's not
very
in abundance
rare
in Stanton.
on Stanton.
The idea is you can mine in Stanton, but it will take longer.
Safety. Exactly.
And it's quite likely that you're going to be safer because of the law system when we evolve it. You'll be safer, but it's not impossible. You can still get pirated. You can still get attacked by players. You could even still get attacked by like AI pirates, right? Whereas if you go to Pyro, you know, the goods will be in such abundance that it's easier to find, but it's so much higher of a risk for you to get attacked by AI or players. So the answer is, ultimately, there's always going to be a risk of being attacked by another player or an AI. The difference will be per system, it will be either higher or lower. So you can make an informed decision. So in Stanton, you're meant to be pretty much safe, but it's not going to rule out the fact that you're going to get attacked.
You're meant to be more safe than you will
That's
in
a fair
Pyro.
answer. Very EVE Online kind.
Like Terra.
Exactly.
You guys notice that a lot of the things in this game
The short answer to this,
look
and
awfully
Ellie,
like
you
EVE.
actually acquitted yourself very well there. Thank you. The answer is the law system is not where we want it to be.
Yeah.
And I'm glad, by the way.
That's essentially the
hate
slug line, the 10-cent version of that. There will always be conflict. There will always be there will always be some chance of having your day rained upon, just like there is in the real life.
Yeah, yeah,
But
exactly.
if we
You know,
do our job right, and we continue developing the game the way that we want to, the systems that we're still waiting on. Remember how long we waited for server meshing to this? If the systems we're waiting on come online as they're supposed to, eventually this will grow into a place where you can, where those changes in security and everything are obvious to the players, and you will be allowed to make those decisions for yourself. Do I want the high risk, high reward of Pyro, or do I want the...
And I cannot wait for that. I cannot wait for that. That'd be great. It'd be great to be on Stanton and be considerably more secure than, you know, dealing with Pyro and all that stuff. I haven't been to Pyro in such a long minute because I just don't want to deal with sweaty PvPers that are just bored. Because that's the problem. If piracy had a point other than kill other people's ships / players, then, you know.
the safer, more secure experience of Stanton. It's never going to be as simple as PvP players or PvE players or Care Bears or griefers or whatever pejoratives you want to throw. It's never going to be that simple. It's not that simple in real life. We're not aspiring to build something that simple in black and white for Star Citizen. It's one of those things that's hard. It's hard to always picture where we're going based on where we are and where we've been. But I actually think we've been rather consistent in this messaging. The question says that we're not, and I think that's more about people hearing this part and not that part on any given stage, or people regurgitating this part and not that part, or maybe there have obviously been times over the years where we haven't been as clear as we should have been. It's a mixture of everything. But the goal has always been the same. A living, breathing, diegetic universe of risk versus reward. Just where do you want to go? Where do you want to go, and how do you want to play? We intend to cater to as many different groups as possible. I think Rich Tyrer said it.
It was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. 2 years ago, during we're not a PvP or a PvE game. We're an everything game.
Yeah, we just want to have like areas where you feel very protected.
Yep.
So where the security has like very short response times and is able to arrive in time before you explode. Yeah. So those people that are like not that into PvP, they have the AI protectors helping them.
Yep. Rhino Separath says, actions, not words. To which I will say, look at the game today versus the game 3 years ago versus the game 3 years before that versus the game 3 years before that. The actions are there. We just have to keep going. And we will. All right. Let's do another cargo mission, or cargo question. Will we be able to pack and unpack uncontracted cargo into smaller or bigger containers?
What?
Uncontracted?
Or contracted. Did I read that wrong?
Yeah, so contracted, I'm not too sure.
Please. I'd like it as well. I've got a question about that, but yeah.
You want to unpack them as well?
Yeah, well, you know, if I give the player, like, one of the problems we have, sorry, we're going a bit off. One of the problems we have is, so you know when we did the Alliance Aid event, right?
Yeah.
And we had the cargo missions, and we had to give players 8 SU boxes.
Oh, yeah.
That's because I want to serve an average player ship size, and 8 SU is currently the average player ship size.
I see.
So what I'd prefer to do is go, hey, here's 200 SU you have to do, and then they use your system and go, okay, right, I'm going to unpackage and repackage.
I see,
And
okay.
then I can choose it for the massive raft that I've got compared to I'm going to move 201 SU boxes because all I've got is like a Pisces or something.
Well, good news. So there is a system already in place.
Nice.
So the design is already written. It's just waiting for some engineers to be able to start working on it, which is allowing us to actually like split larger boxes into smaller or even combine.
Okay, so it's essentially, so
smaller
what I'm
boxes into
understanding here, I'm a little bit confused, but it really comes down to, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, can we split boxes in and regroup them again? If I have an 8 SCU box and I want to turn it into eight separate 1 SCU boxes, then I can do that. Or if I want to mix and match depending on the availability, maybe a 6, maybe a 4, you know. And then the rest could be 1. Point is, mix and match and be able to construct and deconstruct them into different piles.
The boxes. It comes with a fee. It's at least the intent
right.
as of now. But yeah, so we want to give the possibility on the actual like station inventory level that you use it there to.
That shirt is
repack
very
your boxes
distracting, by
into
the way.
smaller or bigger boxes.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think that's to your point. You had it. It's like not everybody has the ship that has the right configuration for doing submissions. I think the Mustang Alpha only has 4 SCU. Somebody's going to be like, "That's wrong. How do you possibly not remember what the SCU of the Mustang Alpha was?" I'm going to be like, "I'm old." But you know, in most missions, start you off at like what 6?
Yeah, all the missions start a few off at 6, but yeah.
Well, we're getting the courier missions back soon, aren't we?
Yeah, no, we are. We're working on. We split it up into 3. So we do courier, delivery, and then hauling. And the idea and the separation between them is courier will be one-handed items. So I don't want to say a burrito, but an example would be a burrito that you can put in your backpack. A two-handed box, which people who played this game a while back might remember the little two-handed boxes you walk around with. So that's courier. Then delivery is how we bridge the gap between courier to hauling. So delivery will start at 1 SCU box, and it will go up to a total of 6 boxes of 1 SCU. We don't go above the 1 SCU size, which will help bridge that gap, and then players can do the hauling. And when I say it links them, it's not that you can't do hauling until you've done a bunch of courier and then a bunch of delivery. We'll offer them all straight away.
Okay.
But the idea is if you're a new player and you've only got, the Mustang or a small
Yeah,
ship,
so if you're a
like
new
the
player, you're able
Aurora
to do
or
the
whatever,
missions.
you'd start there, you'd earn money via doing this gameplay, and then you'd
upgrade to
rent
a
a new
bigger
ship or
and so on
buy
and so
a new
forth.
ship from New Deal or whatever.
Yeah, okay. Like a cheap progression.
People are excited for a burrito delivery mission. So now
Yeah, of course,
just
burrito.
a solo burrito.
Burrito
Interstellar hauling.
delivery.
Could you imagine?
Our Corp to Nick's 1 burrito.
If I ordered like takeaway and someone put a singular burrito on a shelf in public and was like, "Yeah, put it over there for you," I'd be livid. Like,
You're selling it to me, dude. You're not talking me out of it.
What about an Amazon locker? If you had to go to an Amazon locker to get your burrito out of it,
Oh,
you still sold? Yeah,
Who knows what the 30th century is going to be like?
whatever. We'll do it. What do you think, Tom?
I still want like same location delivery missions.
Mentally connected, also coming. So the DCs, the distribution centers.
okay.
One of the things we're going to do for the delivery pilot missions is you're going to get missions to move boxes between the wings of the same DC. So you get your little vehicles, load it up on boxes, and truck on around, and then take them off again.
I used to beg Todd Pappy for the stupidest mission in the world. This is the absolute truth. I said, I want a mission. I would love a mission where it's just, it's like from Jared, it's from Disco or whatever, and it says, "I've lost my keys. Can you help me find my keys?" Like you get it from a kiosk, and the keys are sitting right on top of the kiosk. And you're just like, pick it up, and it goes, "Great, deliver."
straight
And
in.
you just, like there, you never have to take a step anywhere. It's just the dumbest, most pointless mission with my name.
How much are you going to pay them for that? Okay, we'll talk with economy about
But
it.
I used to like just a mission to find my keys, and they're right there. I just tried. Bring back the racing missions. It's not really industrial.
Well, no, but
I don't care about
we have a
racing.
bunch of missions like the courier ones that I don't want to say died, but broke when we did 4.0.
You can't really have a
and the
racing
systems changed, and there was
game
quite a lot to get back.
inside Star
The racing
Citizen when the
missions are
server
also
FPS
one
is
of
so
them.
horrible.
They require.
Well, hey,
it's
some
kind of
people
like a
love that
multifaceted
shit.
thing to get them working. It
Not
requires
me.
a little bit of us, a little bit of
I
engineering,
don't
a
do
little bit of
anything else.
UI, sort of to get it all together. However, we also want to look at the experience of it. One thing that we found really frustrating, and I know players did as well, was I get my ship, I fly 30 minutes to get to the racetrack, I bungle out on the first fucking corner, and then I'm like, right,
Got something
let's
stuck
get
in
that
my
flight
teeth.
suit, let's reclaim that ship, let's wait. We want to have and try to get a nicer experience for racing missions than what is currently, ages ago there was all sort of talks about having some form of like a little platinum bay right next to the station, maybe a little med zone, boom, boom, back in the ship, round the track. Because we want racing in, but we also want it to be fun and accessible.
We're going to need to get a button next time Elliot's on the show.
What's my button for? Oh, right, yeah. I'll, I'm making an active effort. It's just
I know. No.
it flows.
We have the same vocabulary. The only difference is I'm trained to crush it here.
Yeah, you've had 11 years.
Outside of the show, I'm very blue. I mean sad, not. I'm just kidding. What is the plan to make industrial multi-crew gameplay more impactful and a forced multiplayer, i.e. mining and salvage?
We did already a lot to improve the multi-crew experience there. I think we did more on the mining side than we did on the salvage side. So I don't know if... Yeah, so one thing we did was the making use of the instability, for example, for mining.
Multiple lasers, being able to shore up the
So if
rock.
you're in different ships, multiple lasers will increase the instability. If you're in the same ship, multiple lasers actually won't affect it too much. So that encouraged players to use the mole, especially for the instability rocks, or the harder to crack instability rocks, or at least that was our intention back then. And it somehow worked. There's definitely still like room for improvements in regards to like true multi-crew.
Yeah.
Put in the chat to not give each other crime stats.
Okay, so one person down, let's...
Yeah, blow them up. There we go. I see. Let's see. Where? Right on time.
If they have any effect. To go into the multi streets. I think so. Was I put attritions instead of the proper guns, so we will have trouble.
Ooh, can you...
I kind of muted my microphone this entire time. I was looking for something and I was talking a lot, but Sorry about that. It don't matter. Look, it was just a quickie. Here we go. I think it's this one. So this one is Detox. Follow him. This is yep. This is it. Look. Here we go. Let's go ahead and switch this real quick. React. Switch it around. Very important. Look at this.
One of the best pilots in teaching.
So this man in the industrial is talking about multi-crew, right? The idea of multi-crew sounds great. We all love multi-crew. But when we actually put multi-crew into play, this is actually what happened. Look. So I think this one right here, this guy in red, right? Look who it is. It's Avenger 1. Right? Out of all people, Avenger 1. This is like a 2-month ago video, right? I want you to observe what Avenger 1 does. All right?
My game keeps looking up.
Observe. So I'll give you a synopsis here. So they are trying the Perseus is actually rather weak against fighters. That is actually its weakness. So when fighters start, you know, shooting at the turrets of the Perseus, they kind of struggle to, you know, follow and kill the fighter. That is fair, right? But observe this. Within the weakness of the ship, you're gonna see what he does. So here's the ship trying to move around.
Yeah, copy. What about the remote guns?
See the tourist dead.
Game's crashed.
All right, so let's see. Let's keep looking. Here it is.
We don't have any power at all.
Yeah, we've lost some components.
So yeah, there you go. Okay, so the ship got destroyed. All right, no, it wasn't there. Oh, right there. Check this out. I found it. Okay, so here's what's going on. As you can see, there's Avenger 1 right there, right? There he is. He is doing his job. He's shooting at the turrets, right? So far, so good. What options do the turrets have? Well, they can try and shoot back and try to survive, so on and so forth, right? Makes sense. But observe the flying pattern that Avenger 1 is doing, okay? He is shooting at the sentry while going on circles. Look, circles. While going circles. And then he goes back again, circle. It's not doing it as much now. But if we see it here, again, right here, look the maneuvering he's using. He's going on circles. That is absolutely on purpose. You know why? You know why is he doing that? Because whenever you are on a turret, right, and it has the automatic system where it just gives you a circle, and as long as you have the ship inside that circle, it'll kind of automatically aim at that, you know? The problem is that whenever you do that circle strafing thing, there's a problem with the server being able to kind of catch up and triangulate it correctly, and makes it so that as long as you're doing that move, almost no turret can hit you with that automatic system unless the player goes outside of the way to somehow turn it off and then do like a manual shooting. And that makes it even harder to shoot, because the whole reason we have the automatic shooting on sentries is because of the movement. It's harder to shoot, it's harder to aim, so on and so forth. So that kind of is like a little automatic aim assist that it gives you. So Avenger 1 right now is doing literally everything in his power to literally exploit the fact that the system cannot keep up with that. So as long as he keeps trading in circles like that, right, it's going to be very difficult for a multi-crew ship to literally hit one fighter. So then, that is not Avengers 1's fault. That is not the people on the Perseus' fault. That is obviously CIG's fault. But what's not CIG's fault is on purposely exploiting so you can have the tactical advantage. And then using the fact that that is something that is used by many players and it's not addressed, it's perceived as a normal mechanic when it's not. So there you have it. That's the perfect example of why multi-crew doesn't really work.
Closely use the PDCs.
Incredible. But anyways, and it's just silly. It's just silly. So let's go back into the video.
Multiplayer gameplay. I think like not industrial, but engineering gameplay also like already moves into that segment. For salvage, it's a bit harder to achieve because of just the mechanics that we have for salvage, because they are like either you point a scraper beam on the surface or you basically align a ship into a deconstruction field. So there it's a bit harder to find like meaningful multi-crew or multiplayer gameplay mechanics. But like especially on the salvage side, we have like huge ships where it's like very, very beneficial if you have a lot of players on the ship. Like talking about the reclaimer, it is like very useful if you have someone in the cargo hold already unpacking the filler stations.
I've never been on a reclaimer, but
moving
I hear
forward,
it's
what
cancer
our
when it
goal
comes to
is
the
here
turrets.
is also like less like being like in this island features where we want to have the multi-crew, because we are like this, like we really want to tie in all the features together with crafting. And that means that we rely, or players will have to rely more on other players to do their job in a very, very good way, so that they also can benefit from it. Like what I'm talking about is, if you have a miner that basically is very effective in finding and mining the high quality resources, and then in the far future, or in the not so far future, you have then the refiner that then brings in the refining process they have on their ship, and then refine it, like even increase the quality or retain the quality, or do something that helps the then crafter to actually be able to craft the perfect gun, the perfect chip component for you. So this is like, sure, you can do it alone, but that time and effort you have to put in alone is just tremendously like lower if you have friends, or if you even don't have friends and you just pay people in the verse to do your job.
Which one are you?
Second.
You know what? I was just thinking while I'm hearing this, guys. You know what? The type of player I'm the type of player that is absolutely honest when it comes to a game. Okay. Um, I will not use an exploit or uncheck the mechanic in order to gain the advantage of anything. If I will use what it's meant to be used, and if that means I lose every single time because someone else is using an exploit against me, then so be it. I will not use that exploit as well, because normally I would, and everything else, but around life, hey, an eye for an eye is what I believe. But I'm trying to keep this game away from that way of living. So I try to keep it as honest as possible, and it's very disappointing that other people don't.
Yeah,
What's new?
I was thinking that almost every Star Citizen developer can be divided into one of two camps: the ones who say soon a little too easily, and the ones who say far, far future
Yeah,
a little too
far, far away.
easily. Chat's picking up on how often you say the far, far future. I'm saying that.
My far future is the next weekend.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I've actually been thinking for the last 20 minutes how to explain this difference. There are people here who have to live. What's the line from Fast and the Furious? I live a quarter mile at a time. There are people here who live like one patch at a time. Like it's the ones who have to deliver what's happening right now. They're actually down in the code, down in the stuff. So anything beyond the next patch seems like a universal way, and it really skewers the timetable. For years, with multiple weekly shows and stuff, I could never think of something more than 3 weeks away. 3 weeks away was this impossibly far. So what I'm saying is, just like I would caution you to, what you read into when someone says soon, caution the same thing when Torsten says far. None of the people in here are in charge of the schedule. So we're not making any comments related to that.
Okay, that's fair.
Elliot?
Yeah?
Why do event missions keep using a bunch of smaller boxes for the mission size instead of the larger ones?
Did we rewind to the conversation me and Torsten just had a couple of minutes ago?
Yeah. But why do you do
But why? So it's the same thing. I'll go over it again. What I talked about with Torsten a few minutes ago is, so when we do an event, we make it for everybody. We want it to engage every type of player we had, because we have so many different types of players. And one of the fun things about events, or that can be fun, and we saw with Alliance Aid, is all of these peoples of different walks of life coming together, right? Everyone being in this station in Levski, running around, all doing the little bits, whether they're going out to go murder a load of, Marine gang, or maybe they're like transporting goods. So with that, we look at the average ship size that's owned by players. And it comes out at the SU is around 8 SU. So we sometimes go lower than 8, sometimes we stay at 8, but we don't want to give really big boxes, because then some people can't engage in some form or fashion. But that's only a temporary thing we're doing until...
So the answer is, we need everyone to be able to participate. So if we make small boxes, pretty much even the newbies with a new starter ship can do it. And it doesn't go on the assumption that everyone has a freaking Polaris or an Idris,
the
Fair,
system Dawson
fair.
was on about comes online, where you can choose the size of your box, because that means in the future when we do these missions, we're just going to tell you how much SCU we need at the end destination, and how you split that up into box sizes is completely up to you as the player doing this.
All right,
It feels
all
like
right, it's fair.
either the system Torsten was describing, where you could split the boxes up, or something dynamic in mission 2.0 that looks at what ship you currently have
and
spawn
figures it out.
and goes, okay, this thing has a storage capacity of this, so I will generate boxes of this side. There's some combination of the two, maybe.
The problem with like the mission auto detecting it, right, is say me and Thorsten are mates, and we're both playing, and we've both got a dead small ship. We then want to split it up, maybe for
me,
his
I
ship,
mean.
because owns a bigger one, or maybe we're going to do one run at the same time in 2 small ships.
Either.
So instead, I want to break it up into smaller boxes. So
Yeah, and it makes sense, because even me, I mean, playing this game for a minute, I got a Polaris, I got a Hermes that I can have access to, and then I got my little Drake Vulture, and most of the time you see me on my Drake Vulture. I mean, so the 1 SCU boxes is way better than the 8 ones. Even though the Vulture can carry the 8 ones, it's still less space.
yeah, we know it's not perfect. It's something we want to get better at, but we need the system to be able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We touched on this a little bit, Torsten. I want to get it in and get it clearer here. Any plans to release fueling or towing missions this year?
Well,
Yes.
no. What? Yes? Yes, that's it? Yes. Okay, better than
I'm trying to
nothing.
think of what I want to say. Yes.
Yes.
And there'll be a discussion on that.
Yes.
Soon. The poor Starfarer has languished for some time.
4 years.
Huh?
4 years.
Starfarer came out in 2016.
Yeah, but the functionality came out for it. It was my first thing I worked on here.
Wow, look at that.
But there haven't been missions for it. It's refueling. Refueling is interesting, because I was talking about this. Been talking about it a lot, because there might be a new refueling ship coming.
Barry says it.
There is a new refueling ship coming.
Is there?
In the very far
In the very far away.
It's been
Yeah.
a while. So we've been talking about
Part
this.
one.
as a loop.
Yeah, even they
Refueling
know
sort of
it.
sits with the medical gameplay is this one where it's not really supported by the gameplay, like the story and the gameplay we provide. It kind of relies on other players. Like, you have to wait for another player to get shot and wounded before you have something to do as a medic. And
Yeah,
with
that's
refueling,
true.
You kind of have to wait for another player to run out of gas and be like,
Well,
that's what I'm getting at. Go ahead.
so we're actually currently working on refueling missions, and we're doing 2 types for the initial release. We're going to do player to AI refueling. So this is where...
Okay, so okay, I can see it all. So essentially, we're gonna do, let's refuel random AI ships, just to, like, an introduction to it. And I guess with that, we're gonna test it, and if it works with the AI, then we're gonna do it with the players. But then, just like Jabber said, the problem with doing it with the players is that you have to wait for a player to need it. And in order for a player to need it, that there has to be consequences in place. You know, death of a spaceman and all that stuff, losing your ship and all that stuff. And if I'm honest, think about it. Unless you have actual valuable cargo, why would you want to bother? If you have valuable cargo, then yeah, it makes sense. But as long as the option exists to just hold backspace, kill myself, self-destruct my ship, reclaim it, and spawn a new one, you know, for some people that is a lot quicker than having to rely on another player. For people antisocial, kind of like me, we go that route. No, we shouldn't, but you know, antisocial.
I have my Starfarer. I can take a contract from the faction, which I'll leave as a surprise for later, not because I forgot the faction name. We'll offer you the contract. You'll go. There will be a ship that's out of fuel, and you will go up to it and you'll fill it full of
And you
fuel.
fill it full of fuel,
And that might not all, you know, that depending on where you are, potentially what system you are, you know, you might turn up and they didn't need fuel, but they want your fuel bags because maybe it's valuable.
What? Someone abusing the service beacon system?
Yeah.
How dare they?
We might also have ones where you know you've refueled the person, and then maybe some people come to finish the job off or something. You know, some pirates or whatever. And then we have the opposite, which is going to be AI two-player refueling. This is where you put up a beacon, and this is because the work to get the PvP beacon done is just a little bit extra. So what we're going to do for the first release is have it so you can make one, but we have an AI ship to come to refuel you.
Okay.
So the AI ship will come. You'll ask it to dock. It'll dock with you'll dock with it. Close, and then it'll give you your fuel for a sort of set fee.
Yeah. So, I mean, that second one is certainly interesting for the broader community, but having the missions that spawn an AI who's run out of gas and actually have a purpose, you know, having something to do with your Starfarer and other potential refueling ships that isn't just waiting for another player to choose not to backspace, you know, kill themselves.
Exactly. See what I mean?
It's a long time coming.
But we also have the intent of making the player-to-player refueling more accessible.
Yes.
In comparison to what we have right now.
Torsten has plans.
Yep.
I always have plans.
Quality.
I always have plans.
Always.
The Gaming
Always.
Tribunal
That's
says
good to
in all
hear.
capitals, stop adding combat into industry, to which I will say, no! We just had a whole big conversation about that. It's all mixed, guys. It's all mixed. That's the game we're making. It's all mixed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of glad because you cannot have just Care
Whatever
Bears.
conversations people are still having.
Listen, you all Care Bears out there, okay? You cannot expect this game to be EVE Online where you can just AFK fucking mine on an asteroid, okay? This is not EVE Online. Deal with it.
It's all mixed. It's just like the world. It's different security sectors. You'll be less likely to have it happen in Terra, less, you know, a little more likely to have it happen in Stanton. And if you're in Pyro, you know, go with God.
All right, go Godspeed.
Or the next closest approximation.
All right, next question. Look at him looking at the time.
Okay, when it comes to salvage gameplay, to a few more salvage questions since we got the moth out recently. Moth.
Same
When
thing.
it comes to I was about to say something really. When it comes to salvage gameplay, is it still planned that we will be siphoning fuel and oxygen or using salvage charges to gain access to wrecks?
So I think back in the days we talked about siphoning is it siphoning or siphoning?
Siphoning.
Siphoning fuel and oxygen from derelict ships or from recently deactivated ships. So we didn't find a meaningful place of that in the entire gameplay loop because right now we really would like, on the fuel side, we would rather encourage refining and the fuel gathering. So I think there was also a scooping question in regards to that. So we rather would like to focus on those gameplay mechanics. So
That's
mining to get quantanium, refine it into quantum fuel. Also then the scooping part to get hydrogen out of like gas clouds or atmospheres.
Okay.
And then refine that into the corresponding fuel rather than you like invading ships and then like putting in a plastic tube and moving it from one ship to the other. So that all jokes aside, I think the more interesting gameplay here is more on the scooping part and on the refining and mining part. So we decide, okay, this is not the most necessary part of the salvage gameplay. So we put it on hold for the time being.
Okay.
Same for the atmosphere. Right now, when
I
we were
don't think we
talking
need
about
that.
the concept of the life support gen.
Like, I'm okay with the oxygen thing. The oxygen thing, I don't think it rarely comes into play. But I just don't like, me personally, I don't like the idea of there being too many limited factors of like, if you're outside of your ship, you only really got 30 minutes of life support, which is fine. But I don't want it to be too aggressive, like, like food and eating in other games, like crafting Rust like games where it's like you got to keep your hunger meter and you can only go so far without, I don't know that nonsense. Like I get it, but not it cannot be too harsh.
Generator as we have it right now with the engineering gameplay wasn't that well defined yet, or wasn't at the point where we are at now, because it also went through a lot of iterations. And right now with the actual life support generator, with the filter items there that can actually generate the oxygen or the gases for the ships, this is also like an unnecessity at this point. About the charging breaches, though, yeah, they are still on the table. So we are discussing them very regularly, but then we realize we don't have the time to do them, or we don't have the people to do it in time. And then we're like, oh yeah, sad. And then we move on and we talk about it.
So at some point we'll get to it. I imagine a lot of the finer details of this game are gonna come once a good chunk of it is released.
I'm gonna address this because it came up, but Commander Tanith says your industrial players don't want constant combat in their industrial missions. A rare chance is one thing, but adding combat into every aspect of the game is lazy. Commander Tanith, I'm not saying we're going to add combat into every aspect of the game. That's a kind of a gross misappropriation of what we've been talking about here.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Earlier. There will be a chance, is what we said, and the chance changes depending on what system you're in. As the law system continues to develop, those chances will reduce in the systems that you expect it to. There's a continual struggle.
But didn't even Elliot say that there's missions where you can get, but there are also others where you will not?
Yeah.
So it's also like should be very clearly visible in the mission.
Yeah, exactly. The mission will tell you.
Yeah. There's a continual struggle in building an MMO out over the last, the PU's been up and running since December 2015, so about 10 years at this point. Running a live environment in the middle of your game development and stuff, and it's this constant pull between developing for today and developing for tomorrow. Anything that you build for today is almost guaranteed to have to be redone because of something that's coming down the line for tomorrow. So when possible, you're faced every single day with 100 little micro decisions that are: do we build it this way for today, or do we build it this way for tomorrow? Because we know where we're going. And most of the time you want to build for tomorrow. You want to build systems that can scale and that can evolve into this vision that you're going towards. People have noticed I've mentioned Terra a couple times. I'm simply referring back to the Road to 1.0 from Rich Tywer's presentation at CitizenCon 2 years ago, where he said, the Road to 1.0 includes 5 systems, with the last one being Terra, the safest of all the systems. The idea being, it's towards the middle there, towards the middle of the empire you're safer. And then as you get farther and farther out from the empire, you find more and more danger and risk.
Good. That should be.
That is not the same as what Commander Tanith says, adding combat to every aspect of the game is lazy.
Yeah,
It is building a living...
And there you have it. A lot of Star Citizen players are stupid. Because we've been here. We heard it. They said that there's going to be a chance. But to them, they hear... oh, there's going to be PvP on every single mission. No, it's a chance. There's a difference between certainty and a chance. if you cannot make the assertion of a certainty and a chance, get off the internet. Thank you.
Breathing system of measured risk and reward that then you get to choose. You get to have the agency of playing in the areas that you want to play in and accepting the risk versus the reward that you want.
See,
It's
that's
not
why
lazy,
I cannot
it's
be Garrett,
allowing
because I'm
you
just
the
going to tell it
agency
straight to your
choose.
face. Like, don't be
And
stupid.
that's what we're building towards. That's not always easy to see at this moment. And so I understand where the frustration comes from. I mean, I've experienced the frustration myself. You log into Twitch streams, you see the frustration every day. I just encourage folks to remember that decisions are made often made based on where we're going, not necessarily weird things showing up in the building. Not necessarily where we are right now. It's just a continual balance, and I think we're doing a pretty good job. In last year, 2-star systems. We're going whenever the crafting system on the way, the inventory rework. It's hard. It is hard to look at some aspects of the game today and be like, why don't you just fix that and whatever. It's like the issues with the moth right now. There are people who have just bought a moth and they have the issues with the buffer size being wrong and the salvage beams being
Yeah, see, I didn't buy the moth because of that. I knew there was going to be bugs with the moth.
But the salvage beams?
Absolutely.
I don't have
see, I wanted to buy the moth. I still want to buy the moth, but after seeing it in actual gameplay, taking away the bugs, bro, I don't want to be I don't want to be having to switch from one chair to the other and constantly back and forth just to get the right angle, the right distance, when I can just be on a fucking vulture and still be simpler. I don't know, like I feel the moth is great if you have multi-crew and it gets fixed, all the bugs fixed and all that, but I don't feel it's a solo ship. I feel it's like very try-hard solo ship.
The issue counts here in front of me, and these are all things that are being adjusted.
You're trying too hard just to operate the damn ship.
This is that's the next time we can do major code additions to the game. We can't fix everything with hotfix. It's difficult. And I saw some of the responses there. I want to encourage people, rewatch that section. Elliot was very eloquent in his
please.
answer, and I encourage you to see it
yes,
again.
Please.
It's
a chance.
About giving you the choice to play how you want.
Exactly.
With the amount of risk and the amount of reward.
So yes, so this is not going to be a PvP sweat fest, and it's not going to be a farm build, okay?
It's very unique because of scale. And when you're building content for something that's got an infinite scale, you need variability. So chances of other things happening so that it doesn't get stale. And that's what it is. And it will be controlled, as you've said, per the systems, per the law. But we need variability to achieve the scale and make it feel not the same old, same old.
All right. And with that, we'll wrap up the show, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here and to answer questions from the community. We'll be back next week. I think our SCL next week is with the audio team.
Team.
There'll be a thread up on Spectrum tomorrow, collecting your questions. We'll do the same like we did today. You guys submit your questions. We'll pose them all to the audio team. I think we're going to do a focus on spaceship audio, which they've been doing a whole lot of work.
Oh, okay. Well, that's slightly more interesting.
That thread on Spectrum tomorrow. Until next time, Torsten, Elliot, thank you so much for hanging out and for answering questions and for being candid as always.
All right, that's it, fellas. That's pretty insightful. Decent amount of changes coming their way. I should make a couple of shorts and clips in here and there just to highlight them. But I did not hear anything that impressive. There are a couple of things, the boxes being worked on, some missions being worked on. I think the main takeaway here, ain't gonna lie, is the fact that refueling at some point it seems to be coming, and tow trucking seems to be on the pipeline somewhere in there. Among another takeaway would be the dump all your buffer from your salvagers with one button. That'd be great. Just to delete it, not to like push them all out. That's a few quality of lives coming on the way. But I don't think we touched that much important systems. Maybe a little bit here and there. Some changes to crafting, of course. I mean, there's more blueprints and whatever on the way. I have yet to see it myself, but you know, that's everything. Feel free to leave a comment down below, thumbs up if you just liked all my babbling over here, my opinions over the Q&A here for industrial gameplay. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I will appreciate you very much, and it'll definitely help my channel grow. The idea of this channel is just to make a small community, you know, say the gospel of Star Citizen to those who do not know it, and just have fun, you know, just have a good old time. All right. So again, subscribe if you haven't. My name is FrankScape. You've just been informed. So I'll be seeing you in the verse or the next episode, whichever. See you in the next episode. Take care.